Hey Gundam fans, welcome to another episode of Gundam Explained. Today we're going to be looking at another Robot Spirits. It's very similar to another one, but this is from Stardust Memory, the MS-06F2 Zaku II F2. Now, I did a review recently of Zaku II F2 from Stardust Memory, but this is a specific one from the Neuen Bitter mobile suit. It's the one he piloted in Stardust Memory, actually. It was a pivotal part. It allowed Gato Anavel to get the GPO2 up into space, and the pilot died in battle. We won't really be covering a lot of that aspect of it, but we're going to jump into what this figure actually offers. So let's take a look. But before we get started, if you haven't, please like and subscribe. And as you subscribe, you'll notice in the comments below there's a link to a video of a giveaway that's currently going on. I'll be giving away 2 Gundam-related items, and you can maybe potentially pick what that is by just commenting what you would like to get. And if you check out my previous videos of reviews of Gunpla, I kind of point out some that I think are very practical to give away. You know, something that doesn't break the wallet, but I want to be able to share the love. So anyway, let's get started with this video. Well, here we go. Here is the special Zaku II F2, the new and bitter version. Hopefully I'm saying his name correctly. I'd have to rewatch the anime and all that. But, to get a look at it, it looks just like the Zaku II F2. In fact, to compare, I have that exact same one. I did a video review of before. There's a few differences, really noticeably, as we could see with the chest piece here, how it has the gray in that. That's different than the other one. And I think that's really it. The green does seem to be a little different, right? Like where this is a little muted and this seems to be a little brighter. That's really the only difference, but it is awesome to have multiple Zakus. I just love it. I love the army build, and this is a good reason to army build. Now, a main thing with this version of the Zaku II is the fact that it comes with these amazing, insane effect pieces. Like, look at this. Look at this, the smoke effect piece. This is just awesome. It could be used for other things. But yeah, let me take it apart and we'll kind of dive in a little more to it. And while normally I'd go over articulation for this, I'm not. Again, check out my other video of the Zaku II F2 where I kind of go through all of its articulation. This is the same. It just has some cool, unique specifics to it. So, for instance, other than the accessories that I'll get to shortly, there is a kind of cool gimmick it has as these pieces are falling off. And that's not the gimmick. There's a cool gimmick to it where you can take another Stardust memory line. It's like that white Zaku that the Federation used, and you can actually pull it apart and piece them together. Now, unfortunately, I don't have that, but I can kind of show you where this piece comes off and maybe a little too easily. And once you get that off, and that was also a little too easy, but scary because as I took that off, the ever-falling antenna comes off. That always happens. And luckily, it comes with an extra one. Okay, and so what this does is it allows you to easily take this apart so that you can actually swap it with the body of another one. And, that's pretty neat. Again, I don't have that other white Zaku, but it's cool that that's an option. It makes you want to maybe buy multiple when these already cost quite a bit in the first place. But, as you can see, it's kind of easy how they have it made to come apart like that. And I don't think most robot spirits actually come apart there that easily. This must have been specially designed for it. So as much as this looks just like another Zaku II, at least, or F2, at least they kind of went through to give it some interesting gimmicks. All right, so next I want to go over accessories. As you can see down at the feet here, they have the rocket pods. That's something I'm just super familiar with when it came to building just the typical Zaku II model kit, either the higher grade or the real grade, having those at the bottom. Now, those do come with the original Robot Spirits version as well, but as newer Zakus came out, they didn't necessarily have those included. And the attachment point is pretty interesting. It's, 2 pieces like we'd see on the other Robot Spirits that you just kind of snap them together like this. But on this side, not only do you snap it together, but let me show you. It also has a connector, a point on it itself. So not only does it... Okay, I actually broke it. So I actually may have broke it. I noticed the little piece that plugs into the calf, which I was trying to get to. It moved on the plastic, and it's not supposed to move, I don't think. So I'm pretty sure I broke it, but it didn't pull off completely, so I was able to kind of keep it in place, press it back in. I plan to keep it like this, and even if I was to want to take it apart, it seems like it would be an easy fix. But that's disappointing. I think that was more on me, but I did notice, and it might have been this one or this one. So what it is there's a part of the rocket pod that plugs into the calf through the connector piece that goes on both sides of the feet here. And it plugs into the calf. So it's like a double plug thingy layer. I don't know how to explain it. The problem is that also on the connector piece on the leg, there are two pieces sticking out that go into the pod. So one, there's two sets of teeth from the connector to the pod, one from the pod through the connector to the calf. The thing is, they didn't line up correctly. I had to mess around with the plastic a little bit just to get it to fit in. And at first I thought I was doing it wrong, but no, sure enough, it just wasn't properly cut. Is that the right term? I don't know. But, to get to this pod here, really you're supposed to easily be able to take this back piece off. And it looks like it has a spot down here. Let's see if I can do it without breaking it. Yeah, there we go. And then the missiles are right here. And I guess I would take something like the end of the heat hawk to press it, and that way you can remove a missile. Now, I think it would look cool standing like this, maybe looking like he's firing it, but, with the possibility of losing it, I'll probably just keep them in most of the time. It's just kind of a cool option that you can do that. Now, if I was to pull this out, I did notice some of it is stressed. Let's see if I can get a good view. Yeah, some of it's stressed at the top there. They smashed it to get it in there. I don't know. Let's see from the back. Yeah, from the back, you wouldn't be putting it back in. It looks like it's smaller. You would have to put it in from the front here, but it does require that one of those fins of the missile are smaller in order to fit in. So that is a little weird, but not too big of a deal, as I don't really plan to take them out that much. And if I do, I'll just, remember to be careful. All right, and then another part that this falls off quite a bit when you're touching it. Luckily, it doesn't when you have it posed, but there's these extra thruster pieces on here, and how it works is it's just like with the other one. You can take off this small little piece that's made to be lost, and you can plug in the other accessories like to hold a rocket launcher or whatever. We can actually plug in these extra thrusters here, and that's where we use the effect piece that I'll show off here in a second. It also has the option down here for putting some other, this is always a pain, yeah. Has another connector point here to put something in if you'd like to. Also a connector point there where I had the drum here, although there we go again with that piece. Although it fell off pretty easily, but again, if you have it set up, you're not gonna have to worry about it. It also has a connector piece here for the explosion effect part. But it also comes with grenades, which is really cool. In the package, the two what would you call that? Unignited? That's not the term I'm looking for. Unprimed grenades are already on a little device here that plugs onto the side. You could take it off, but there is a curvature to it. So it is required to be on one side or the other, along with the magazine clip here. It requires to be on one side or the other. And it's cool because this does look like the Zaku, the FZ that we see in 0080. It has the same style of, holding the grenades or the magazines, even though the gun is a little different. But I think that's just kind of cool, showing the evolutions of the Zaku IIs and, the kind of the special different versions and what they had that were different from the others. It's also got a primed grenade, which is pretty cool, and it even has a connector piece, so if you wanted to connect it while it's primed like this, you could do that. Unignited heat hawk, ignited heat hawk. Another magazine clip for the gun, I guess if you wanted to take off the top and put that in, which is cool, although it doesn't really match these, so I find that's interesting, again, that it comes with this when it doesn't really match the gun type or the magazine type that's already in use. I always love it when it comes with thrusters, and it has thrusters, so that is awesome. It's also got the typical hand tree that I like. That way you can hold all the hands, and it's got all the hands you would expect. It's like a gripping hand, a beam saber, but a heat hawk holding hand. You've got like a relaxed and more dynamic looking poses. So, luckily it's got all those different options there. All right, so let's look at these effect pieces. So this is what is really cool about this. And does it come off? Yes, it does. So it does come off. So I guess you could use this in some other fashion if you preferred, like maybe a short takeoff or something like that. Maybe along with those effect pieces that came with the Alex that are pretty cool. You can do a lot of smoke. I mean, these things are just cool. You don't really see this a lot in like Western toys or toys normally released in North America. But what's cool is on a ball joint, so it can move around depending on how what angle you want it coming from, because you can use it with a bunch of different other Robot Spirits figures, even other Gunpla. So this doesn't have to just be for Robot Spirits. And then really, like, if we take these thrusters here, and if we wanted to maybe do something with that, let's see, let's get him in a pose. He's about to take off. It's not a good pose, don't judge. I kind of like the look because it's like the heat of the jet engine. Like, you don't really see some of that, that vapor that comes from the fuel igniting, and then it goes into the smoke effect. And it's supposed to be utilized with the stand like this. This is not my favorite type of stand. I mean, although, to be honest, actually, this is an excellent stand. There's just this newer kind I like. But there's these connector pieces on this itself that you can remove in order to connect more together, but also has the option to put this little gray piece here. And that's where there's different options underneath here to plug in however you see fit to have these on here, depending on what Robot Spirits figure you're using and everything. And just for a quick look at the manual, just kind of showing the hands, showing some of the different articulation that's kind of unique with these Zaku IIs from Stardust Memory. The gun, the different attachments for the magazine types. Again, some more articulation where you can plug in the thrusters. A lot of this looks like it could have been pulled straight out of the other manual. On here, kind of showing its more unique features where you can plug in all the different pieces here. Here, kind of explaining what I was talking about, where they're out of the missile pod. There is one piece. There are two on here, but it goes into the middle, which plugs into the calf. It's even kind of showing here where it was probably telling me what I should have done, and I just didn't know because it's in Japanese and whatever. All right, and here you can see where it's having you plug in that special thruster piece that is kind of supposed to be for this specific effect part, which is really cool. And then, yeah, you can take off the helmet to do the mono eye thing, and then, the pieces you can take off. And then, yeah, showing it with the stand of, yes, how you can use that. Oh, and then again with the missile pod, how you can take them out like that and use the effect piece. Well, and there you have it. That's the Zaku II F2 Neuen Bitter version from Stardust Memory. It's cool to get a pilot-specific mobile suit, even if it's not super different, but you can recreate a scene from Stardust Memory, and also just having this effect part could be used for anything, and it is just super awesome, especially with that articulation there. So anyway, thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't, and talk to you next time.